Welcome back to the biggest agricultural platform in Namibia known as Ndunawe Ngombe, which means headman of cattle. I am, of course, the cattle headman. My name is Mitchell Mutumba Simata, aka the headman of cattle. So today I want to talk about a stone fruit, a plum. I know a lot of us don't really pay attention to plums. We either buy them fresh, we eat them fresh from the store or from this vendor on the side of the road, or we eat them in dried fruit, safari fruits. I'm sure a lot of us are very familiar with the safari fruits and the dried plums in there. So I want to talk about plum production. It's not yet a big industry in Namibia. I believe we import a large number of plums from South Africa. I don't know if we yet, I'm unaware if we yet have an orchard or a plum production business in Namibia. This is something that could this is a business that one could get into if you have the land and if you have the time to invest and the finances, of course. So without wasting time, let's get into plum production. Plums require low temperatures during winter to go into rest period for optimal flowering and growth to occur. This is now in the growing season. So winter, they require it to be very cold, not extremely cold, but very cold, so they go into the rest period. Plums can grow in a variety of soil types, but prefer deep, well-drained soil. Rigging from loam soil to clay soil. The fruit type is more tolerant to waterlogged soil than most other stone fruits. With the exception of rock nods, nematodes, plums are highly sensitive to pathogenic nematodes. Rain or windy conditions during flowering will have a negative impact on the pollination and will lead to poor fruit set. So that's something. It doesn't like windy or too rainy conditions, which means it might not have good fruit setting. So that's something that you have to take into consideration. Varieties of plums. A large variety of plum cultivars are produced in South Africa. The choice of cultivar primarily depends on production conditions, as the chilling requirements of the cultivar, disease resistant, and the requirements of target market. This was done by a lab in South Africa. They did this study where they were trying to see the statistics to see which variety of plum is desirable in South Africa. They came to that the statistics revealed that the Angelino was the most planted cultivar in 2018, accounting for roughly 10% of the area under production. That's the Angelino plum. The next one was the Letitia, accounted for 9% of the area under production, where Son, Gold, African Delight, and Fortune each accounted for 6%, and Sapphire 5%. The Pioneer, Flavor King, Flavor Fall, African Pride, or Sunkiss, and African Rose accounted for 3%, whereas Southern Belle, Purple Majesty, September Yummy, Sun Supreme, and Larry N each accounted for 2%. So these are different names of plums. I didn't know there were different type of plums. I just thought there was one type of plum. I learned something new every day. From the statistics, it is evident that farmers are primarily planting Ruby Sun, Angelino, Ruby Start when establishing new orchards. So those seems like the most popular one is Ruby Sun, Angelino, and Ruby Start when they set up to establish their new orchards. Then the season plums grow. Depending on the climatic conditions, the production area and cultivar. Depending on the climatic condition, the production area and cultivar, plums are produced from the second week of November up to the end of February in South Africa. Sales of plums. Approximately 74% of South African plums are exported each year, with Europe accounting for more than half and the United Kingdom accounting for a quarter of these sales. Large volumes are also sent to the Middle East, Russia, Far East, Asia, and just over 20% of the plums are sold locally, and 3% is processed. I believe from that 20% of the plums that are sold locally, some of those plums end up here in Namibia, Zimbabwe, Botswana, the countries that do import plums from South Africa. And the 3% of the processed ones, we find them in that packets that we love to eat, the dried fruit packets, the safari dried fruit. you'd find plums in there, and I believe these plums all originate from South African farms. The use of plums. Plums are an exceptional source of vitamins, minerals, fiber. Researchers also claim that the stone fruit has the same level of antioxidants to that of the blueberries and should therefore be recognized as a superfruit. So that's my 2 cents on plum production. I was trying to start off a plum orchard in Namibia. As I said, this is not the most pickiest plant when it comes to soil type, but they prefer deep, well-drained soil or well-irrigated soil. It can go from sandy loam to sandy clay, so they don't really have a problem with the type of soil that you have. They're sensitive to nematodes and root knots and nematodes. Particular pathogenic nematodes could cause them to die, and you need to also try and plant them in areas where when they're busy flowering, in areas where not too much rain or not too much wind, because this could lead to poor fruit set. And then the varieties of plums, they are large varieties, and the Angelino, the Ruby Sun, and the Ruby Start are the most popular. But the Angelino in 2018 accounted for about 10% of the plum production. So there is a big market, particularly abroad. As always with food and vegetables and fruits we produce in our continent, they always end up abroad. So the European Union, and then you have the United Kingdom. These guys have the biggest, take the lion's share when it comes to the plums produced in South Africa. So this is a business that one could look at, plum production, starting up a plum orchard. This could be a business that one could start doing locally, or I myself could do it if I had the land. I am actually trying to grow a plum from a seed. So I'm attempting that. So this is the first step. So I felt I should keep on the trend of the strawberry, which is a summer fruit. I felt I should also speak about plums, which is another summer fruit. And then also get into another summer cultivar, such as some vegetables and fruits. Now I've spoken about strawberries prior, and I spoke today about plums. And the next one would probably speak about a summer vegetable that one can plant. So with that said, guys, on this 19th of October 2021, those are my 2 cents on plum production. It is a business you can get into. It is something that you can try and breach into, or start an industry for it here in Namibia, or find out who are the major players locally and probably join their society and try to introduce plum production here in Namibia. So we start sourcing plums locally in this country and stop doing high range of imports. As I said, it's a fruit that has a high level of vitamin, minerals and fibers, and also has very high levels of antioxidants, similar to the blueberry. So those are my 2 cents. Before I end this video, I want to ask you guys to do me three favors. First one, if you enjoy the content that I put out in this video, hit that like button. The second one, if you enjoyed it and if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscription button, turn on your bell notification to be notified of future uploads, and share the video. Let's get the viewership up. Let's get the subscriptions up. We're currently at the right number. We're almost at the 500 mark. But as I said, I'm targeting to hit 1,000 subscribers before this year ends. With that said, guys, I just want to say have yourself a good night. Bye for now.